connect and bloom.
Welcome to the Bloom Show. This is Sahid, your host, and the Bloom Show is brought to you by New Bloom Media and New Bloom Solutions. You should see it over here in the corner, but something's hiding it today. Really excited to have Holly Haveman on the show today. Holly is the winner of the Market of the Year Award. And what is the Market of the Year Award? That's an award that SAF gives to exceptional marketing, right? And it could be from any type of company. It could be a multi-billion-dollar company. Nowadays, they're there. Give me a second. We're having an issue on. Oh, no problem. So it could be a multi-billion-dollar company to a media company to a breeder to anybody in between. And Holly and her team, they run a flower shop, and I'll let her share all the information about the flower shop. But they ran a very unique but yet simple campaign. And I don't want to say too simple because I imagine there was a lot of headaches involved in ways of managing it, and that's what we're going to get into today. But they did something so successful that engage and build community, right? And that's something that's super important to any business. And I believe, and that's why I wanted to have her on the show, that the next type of marketing, you remember there used to be general branding and marketing like back in the day, and then it started with grassroots marketing. And now I believe that there's such a thing that's called community building marketing. And I believe that that's very, very, very important. We're having a couple technical difficulties today, but I'll get to that in a second. But that's super important. So I really was excited to have her. Not only is she an awesome person and exudes such awesome energy, and I'm always happy to run into her at SAF and meet her because she's awesome. I remember the first day I met her, tell you the truth, and she was just really cool with me. And hey, what's up? What do you do? And it was just this inviting, warm energy that I think brings such great energy and value to our industry. So give me a couple seconds because I'm having a problem with a link on LinkedIn. Let me check if I could fix this real quick. LinkedIn from the stream. So I guess I have to do this. Okay. All right. And I had a little problem with LinkedIn there. And the other thing is that Holly is having some difficulties with internet. So we're going to try this because she's such a busy person and I really want to have her on. So we're going to give it a try. So bear with us. If her internet disconnects, then you might just hear her voice. I hope that's okay with you. It's kind of like a podcast. So we'll just hear her voice again. We do it live because we roll with the punches out here. So for us, it's really important to be able to roll with the punches and do what we can. Give me a quick second. Let me see if I could activate LinkedIn real quick. Pre-recorded. Let's see what it's telling me. The stream is already live. You cannot edit the schedule. Too bad. Something happened with LinkedIn. All right. But let's have Ollie in and everybody can watch this after the show for sure. And without further ado, help me invite Holly onto the show.
The bloom, showing if they connect and bloom. The bloom, showing if they connect and bloom.
Hi, Holly. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you for such a warm welcome.
No, it's awesome. It's people that are kind and welcoming, they always impact, right? So I still remember the first day we met, SAF Next Gen upstairs, actually at the Cooper Rock bar around there. And we chatted for a little while that evening.
Great conversation. One of my first Next Gen friends. So thank you so much.
There you
I was
go.
reflecting on that too. I remember you very fondly, and congratulations to you too, you rising star. We know you're a special one.
Thank you. Humbled, but congratulations to you. You know, that's something I admire is Market of the Year, because how do we reinvent ourselves, right? It's really hard sometimes to sorry, this LinkedIn thing still popping up. It's really hard to reinvent ourselves, to think of creative ways to improve our businesses, right? And again, The definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over again and expect different results, right? So we know you're not insane because you tried something different,
Mm.
which is really cool. So do me a favor, Holly,
Yeah.
share your company history.
Yeah.
What company? What's the name of the company? How many years, and what role do you play?
That's a great question. Our business is Kennedy's Flowers and Gifts, and I've been in it full time since 2017. Kennedy's has been around since we think the 40s, 1940s. It was started by a man named Gordon Kennedy, and it was originally a landscape and floral design business. And then it went through a couple owners before my mom came into the picture. And she started working at Kennedy's when she was about 16 and then bought it when she was 28 and owned it with my Oma and my dad for quite a few years. And then just recently, I guess in the last 10 years, maybe 7 years ago, my mom or my brother and I bought in. And so
Oh,
now the three of us own it together.
congratulations! That's
Yeah,
awesome. Big,
thanks.
big, big adventure. So Danny Sanchez, we all know him. I can confirm that Holly is actually as nice as he says. Thank you, Danny. It's like people don't believe me. I appreciate you, Dan.
Danny's one of my other faves. You guys are great. Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Danny. I appreciate you vouching for me. But it's true. 100%. Are you still there? Again, we had some difficulties.
I
We've been
am. I
lucky
am.
so far. This is awesome. We've been lucky so far. So okay, so let's jump in to the Market of the Year award, right? Um, let me dive in. How did you know? I know everybody always asks me, were you aware that you won, or
They
was
do. They give you a heads up. They want you present, and then
okay?
they like to give you a little heads up. So this was actually not our first time to submit for this award.
Okay, I
We've
remember
tried
that.
several
Yeah.
times before, and we
Okay.
were always like top three.
Okay.
And they kept telling us, "Do it again, do it again. We love your campaign. We love your campaign." So I can't fully remember if this is the fourth or fifth time that we submitted. But
Okay.
what we loved about it is it's something that's so easy for, well, I shouldn't say so easy, but it's something that a lot of florists could do that would get people in over and over. And it also helps you use up maturing product as well
Okay.
as, get new customers and then have additional sales while your customers visit you. So it's really a win from all angles.
So share with us what the project was or what the campaign was that you did. And I thought it was genius because it seems easy, but then I want you to get into the difficult side of it too. Because how do you coordinate all these vases and who's who? And
Yeah.
that's not easy. So share what the campaign was.
Yeah, it's taken some tweaking over the years. Our campaign that we won Marketer of the Year for was our Refillable Vase program. And what it is essentially is customers can buy a specific vase that we sell and they can bring it in weekly for free flowers. And we have several different varieties of these refillable vases going at a time. It
Okay.
started with just one, and now it's a whole category of its own.
And how do you, one, I hope you don't mind this question, make money, right?
Mhm.
Because you sell one vase, but you still have to refill it. And two, how do you keep a track of who's who and who's brought what vase and that I didn't give it to my friend for their party? Like, how do you
Yeah.
keep that out?
Yeah. Good questions. So it's definitely taken some fine tuning over the years, and we continue to just, listen and go off feedback and make life easier for ourselves. But some of the main things are we keep the vases small. We call them petite.
Okay.
So one vase called the magic vase, for example, is like a votive size vase. So, about 3 by 3 inches. And we designed that with an oasis kind of plug. We cut up our oasis into 8 pieces and
Oh,
size
wow.
it right.
Okay. Yeah.
Originally, when we started this campaign, we were making them on demand because, we only had about 10 people. And then it grows. Now we have 150 people buying that vase,
Wow.
And when we made it on demand, it was a bit of an interruption. So we thought, okay, how can we make our lives easier? So we started to pre-make them. And then if we use another style vase, the key is to keep it with a small neck so you can't overfill it, because you have to keep track of what you're putting into it so that it can be a successful program for you. So I don't remember kind of your other parts of the question. Remind me.
What was the ROI for you? right?
Okay.
What's your ROI?
Well, I guess that's kind of determined in a variety of factors, right? So one thing that it extremely helps with is keeping my cost of goods sold in great condition. We're constantly at like 23% or lower. So this program allows us to move some of our maturing inventory. So that's a really nice thing. So, everyone has broken stems or something that's, not perfect, but it's not quite bad yet. It still has a little bit of life, but you don't want to be putting it in your premium arrangements. So that's one thing that I just absolutely love is it allows us to keep control of our inventory. And then it also gets our customers visiting us typically at least once a week. We do track when they come in with their phone number. We plug it into our point of sale system. It's mostly the honor system. We're not saying, oh, have they already been here this week? I mean, if they've already been here this week, most of the team would know because we have great customer service and relations.
Great.
But yeah, we plug it through in our point of sale system. And then if they make a purchase at the same time, then we can kind of link like, oh, this refillable had this purchase associated with it. And that's how we were able to understand what like a conversion would be. And what we mean by a conversion is when they come in for their free flowers, do they make a purchase?
And what percentage have you seen that doesn't make a purchase? I guess you have 150 people, so that's great.
Well, actually, there's anywhere from 150 to 200 people visiting a week, depending on how many vases we have current.
Wow. Okay.
Right now, we're averaging about 150 because we have the Magic Vase, which is an annual vase, then the Tidbit Vase, which Lori gifts for her birthday,
Okay.
and we adjusted that to be quarterly. And then there's something called Gift of the Seasons, which also can be weekly. But I don't have a percentage from everyone who comes in, like, what percentage of make a purchase. But we do track averages. So, I mean, I guess I could log in and see. We use RTI, and although we love it, it's not the easiest for pulling data just in an easy way. So this program does take tracking on the back end, but it's important to us, so we do it.
Something I feel that this does, it creates loyalty,
Definitely.
consistency, right, and familiarity,
Absolutely.
which in turn I believe creates community. So have you felt that there's been a closer loyalty and return customers, and now they want weddings if you do weddings, or they want this or that? I guess it seems like it's created more sales that may have not happened there because of building community and support.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely built loyalty and community. I mean, some people come in with 3 different vases at a time because they want all of them, So it's like we have a fan club. And then I've definitely even had people bring in their mom's magic vase, like when they're ordering her funeral flowers, because she passed on. This was so important to her. Can you make a coordinating piece, in her magic vase to go with her casket, brain, or easel? Like, I mean, that's happened 2 times in the last couple months, So, and then, as I was saying, like, we've been parts of business groups, and one way to increase, or like the 3 ways to increase sales are to see your existing customers more frequently, which that definitely helps when people are coming in for their free flowers. We get to see them. I mean, I would say probably if they could come every week, they come 3 of the 4 weeks, just because life happens and you might not make it every week. But we're getting very consistent visits. And then people like to gift these refillable vases to their friends or family members. So it's a lot of times introducing Kennedy's to new customers.
What I thought. Yeah.
And then a lot of times when people come in, they make a purchase. So those are 3 ways that you can increase your sales. And all 3 of those have come to fruition through this program.
And what's the cost?
The cost to us?
No, the cost to the customer. So what is the customer?
Okay, different for each vase. But for example, in 2026, our magic vase will be $349.
Okay, so that's fair. All right, got it.
And it's over $1,000 value for sure. And then for the 3-month increment flowers, usually about $99. Yeah. And then for Lori's birthday, it's just you spend her age and you get the gift of the arrangement. So she's
Wow.
her every year.
She's a confident woman. Right?
She doesn't care. I love it.
That is great. She's a confident woman. That is
It's
awesome.
crazy. It started with her 60th birthday. That's how this whole program started, was
Okay.
she wanted to invite customers to shop on her birthday. And in order for, and like in gratitude for shopping on her birthday, she gifted them what was Accent Decor's selfie vase, that cute
Okay.
little small vase. And that went on for years, and she's going to be 70 this coming April. So, I mean, that shows this has been going on for, 10 years.
That is super cool. What a confident woman to say, hey, let's do 80 bucks, 81, 82, 83. That's so fun.
I know.
And it connects to human side,
Yes.
right? Which is really cool. It's a human side. It's almost saying happy birthday to her a year.
It is.
That is cool. So how was it being on stage, taking the award? It's such a working so hard and so many years to do it, to say, gosh, do we have a good idea? Do we have a good idea? And then to be recognized for that good idea.
Yeah. Oh, it was such an honor. We were just so grateful and so excited. Honestly, when we finally won, we did have to keep it secret. But I
Okay.
told, our marketing person who had helped to compile all the information. And then I told a couple of our managers, just, because they knew it was something that we were submitting for. So we were extremely excited, but then we had to keep it under wraps for everyone else. And then when we came back and told the team, they were really excited too, because this does take our whole team. Each day I have someone on my design team filling these refillable vases. And then our gift store team is responsible for taking their vase back and getting the flowers to put in them. So, it definitely takes
process.
effort from all ends.
Yeah. And what would you say to a flower shop that really hasn't done something like this? What are some tips to say, look, this is what you can do, but there's other things you can do? Because people are always afraid of investing into something that you might not see a return, or you don't see a tangible return right
Yeah.
away.
Oh, I mean, with us, when we started to sell these, like I said, the first year, the Magic Vase, there was maybe 10, 11, like there wasn't a lot, and then it doubled and then like quadrupled. And, it really took off fast because word of mouth spread. People would know that their friends had this vase that they got free flowers, and they're like, oh, I want that. So they'd send their husband, oh, ask them for the vase that gets free flowers. And so, I mean, word of mouth has been incredible. And then my advice for anyone who wanted to, give this a try is, for us, at least, it's been successful. Just don't have your vase be too big. You want to be generous. You want to still make a beautiful yet petite arrangement because you want it to reflect your quality. However, like, you got to keep your cost in mind. So that is like, we have internal guidelines of, about $15 wholesale goes into it, or
Smart.
retail, excuse me.
Yeah.
15, yeah, retail. And so I try and keep it internally about like $5 wholesale, which, comes out to a nice looking arrangement for something petite, but you have to be mindful. And then internally also just planning for it. Now that we have this flywheel going, we get maybe 30 visitors a day at least. Or, it ebbs and flows depending on your day of the week. Like Fridays and Saturdays are busier, but sometimes the first customers on Monday are there people coming in for their refillable vase. So
That's cool.
It's really nice.
And do you intentionally try to upsell them, which is not a bad thing? Like,
okay, so great question. We have started including coupons in their refills that are good for dollars off or a percentage off their next purchase when they come the next week. Those have been incredibly impactful. The customers have been loving them. And honestly, with the coupons, we started off small at first. And the small, like $5 off your purchase or whatever, they didn't really impact that much. But then our gift store team suggested bigger ticket items. How about if they buy 3 geometry towels, they get 1 free? We started doing tickets like that, and that has jumped the conversion massively. And because it's valuable for the customer. They want to be shopping, but it's pointed towards things that they already want, and then they just get rewarded for buying. So
Yeah.
it works out really nice.
That's really cool. And something I see that you kind of start small, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
test it, you see
Hmm.
if it works, but you stick to it, right?
Yes.
Because there's a lot of, not a lot, but I guess there's fear that people will try something, say, oh, 2 months, it's not working.
Yeah.
Let's go, let's get rid of it, right?
Mhm.
So what suggestions and tips would you give of, look, try, when do you not try? I guess is the question. When do you kind of give up on something?
Maybe when I was going to say if it's too much work for you, or if it's not adding up, if it's not making financial sense, and if it's
Yeah.
draining you more than it's producing, I guess that's when I would give up.
But you still, for the first year it was not very successful. Like it was, drips,
Mhm.
and I imagine you weren't like, oh, we're gangbusting here. It
Mhm.
wasn't like that. But you kept on going, right?
Yeah.
There is that friction point where it's a little harder than you're getting
Mhm.
the return, but there's that point when you break it clear and you see the light.
Yeah.
When do you find that point in these campaigns that you do? Do you have any tips for that?
I'm trying to think of if there's an exact point. I mean, I guess I just think we continually listen to our customers. And so, for example, we didn't know this was going to be something people loved so much. Lori just kind of did it for fun out of the goodness of her heart that first year. And then people loved it so much that we offered one for sale. And like our Scatter Joy campaign,
Okay.
which is something that goes active with our holiday open house. So it's November, December, and we've extended it to January.
Okay.
And part of the reason that we did that is because the first year we did it, it was just good for November and December refills. But so many people in December were kind of saying, oh, I wish this was good in January. Oh, I'm going to miss this. And we thought, why don't we make it good for January? Because then we can sell it still all the way through December. And then it gets people coming in during one of our slowest months of the year. So it's really been, a good win-win in that way, because people still get their free flowers, and then we still get people visiting us.
And what's a scattered joy?
So Scatter Joy is a refillable vase that is good for November, December, and January. So you can see
And
we have kind of fun
bring it
names.
every year.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I don't remember what year we started. I mean, very soon after we started the magic or the tidbit, and then
okay.
Scatter Joy. So it does require for me, I have to
Yeah.
come up with a unique vase for each
Okay.
of these campaigns. So every January at market, I'm looking, I'm like, oh my gosh, can this be my refillable? And just to kind of go through the refillables that we have Magic Vase, which is good for a calendar year, so a full
Okay.
year. The Gift of the Seasons, we started because we have a lot of people who snowbird, so they go down to warmer
Yes.
weather, and they're like, oh, people, even though these vases are incredible value, they still are like, oh, I won't get to use it for half the year. So you're like, okay, let's create one where you can pick,
Yeah.
2 seasons. You can
The
do 3
seasonal
months,
standing
6,
order. Yeah.
9 months, whatever. Yeah. And then we have one that is called the Queen of Hearts.
Okay.
So we sell it at Valentine's Day. A lot of women buy it for themselves, but they'll also say, to their husbands, hey, I want this. And even like a women empowerment kind of woman to woman type gift.
Okay.
And then we have the Magic Mama, which is for
Hey,
Mother's
that's kind of
Day.
cool. All right.
Mhm. And then Scatter Joy.
So
And then,
every year on Mother's Day they could fill it.
yeah, so it's actually, they usually go for about 3 month seasons. So
Okay.
for example, the Queen of Hearts is good
Yeah.
for from Valentine's Day. So February, March, April.
Okay.
And then come into March, there's the Magic Mama, or May, there's the Magic Mama, and that's May, June, July, August. So we put it through the whole summer. We launched that one, I feel like really with, I feel like it was around COVID, because we needed customers,
I'm gonna go
and,
out. Yeah.
and we like to just make them so they don't overlap with each other too much.
Okay.
So Queen of Heart ends and then Magic Mama begins. And
And
then, yeah.
how do you keep a track of it? Like,
Yeah,
is it
so we have a variety of
custom-based? Is it a
ways.
code? What are you doing? I mean,
Yeah,
that's a
yeah.
lot of
So moving
magic
parts.
happening. Yeah.
So things that we've learned over the years, right when someone buys or receives a refillable vase, they just get one of our regular boxes that we put our floral arrangements in for delivery, but we put a sticker on it that has a place for their name and their phone number and the type of refillable it is.
Hmm.
Because
Okay.
on average, there might be 5 people picking up their magic vase right now. So who knows which box is theirs, But we
Okay.
can look at that. We ring our orders through using customers' phone numbers a lot. And
Okay.
then we plug in whatever code that is associated with their refillable. We fully discount it, so it's free to them, but we're tracking all these discounts that we're giving
Makes
because
sense.
we have to
Okay.
keep track of that.
Yeah, and your cost. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of how we keep track of it.
Cool. That's why it's not easy, but it was a risk that you took in the beginning, but it's something
Yeah,
that paid off, and you continue to do it. And
yeah,
what's really cool is you scaled it. You've turned
yeah.
into different flavors.
Yes.
That's
It's
super cool.
it's just honestly so I'm just so grateful every time I hear this positive feedback from people and how much they love it. Like people, it really means a lot to them. And
Okay.
flowers, we know they're happiness spreaders and joy spreaders. So
Of
we're
course they are.
contributing
Yeah.
that, weekly for people.
So last question, because we've been so lucky with your internet, so I don't want to push it too much, is looking ahead, and I might regret those words, but looking ahead, what marketing innovations do you see shaping the floral industry in the future?
Oh, that's a great question. Um, in terms of innovations, I mean, something that we want to lean into a little bit more for marketing is even just really sharing the idea of floral subscriptions. So that's something, again, you can gift. It's kind of similar to a refillable, except,
Yeah.
it's just creating standing orders. And something that I love about that is, again, you're tapping into customers' needs, but kind of set it and forget it. It's like, hey, fill out, these dates that you want your flowers. And that way you don't have to forget, you think ahead, you can have someone feel good. I mean, that's kind of a simple marketing type thing, but like you go further, deeper, obviously AI and photo generation and things
Yeah.
like that is
Yeah.
definitely something that's going to shape our industry in terms of ease of creation, perhaps.
Mhm.
Who knows about if it's going to be our next Instagram or Pinterest, really like, oh, I want it to look like this. And you're like, that's not real.
I,
But
I think we'll run into some of that, but
yeah,
you gotta you
I
gotta
see
take
it
the good and
already,
the
but
bad. Yeah.
also see the benefits of having ease of creation that way.
Yeah, the Pinterest flower, remember, like, and
Yeah.
us as distributors and wholesalers is, hey, do you have this? That's Pinterest, man.
Hmm.
And now you can create your own zebra rose or something. So
Go
I
to
can,
Jet Fresh for that.
yeah, yeah, you're right. Shout out to Jet Fresh. Zebra rose does exist, and
Yeah,
the tiger rose and everything else, but they are
you got it.
painted. But I'm pretty sure you're right. I didn't think of that angle of showing up with some weird looking flower and saying, I want that,
Hmm.
and working around that, for sure. And so let's do really some quick fire questions. I know I didn't send you these questions, but these are just fun. I've
Perfect.
been
I like
doing them
surprises.
for 5 years, so it's a lot of fun to do them. Sushi, pizza, or hamburger?
Pizza.
Really, no sushi? All right.
I love sushi, but pizza, I love the crust.
You have traveled a lot in your lifetime. Which
Hmm.
is your favorite country that you would drop everything and go to if you could?
Costa Rica. I used to live there for 2 years. That's
Really?
where I learned how to speak Spanish. So it lives very fondly in my heart.
That's awesome because you traveled a lot. Oh, you've also did something. By the way, I chat GPT'd you.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, I did. It's really cool. It's really cool. But it says that you were involved, that you traveled a lot because of World Flower Council. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Yes.
Can you share a little bit about the World
Uh,
Flower Council?
World Flower Council was just amazing group. It was formed, I think, in the 80s, back in the heyday of
Okay.
floristry.
Okay.
We found out about it in 2014, and that's really what springboarded me around the world. I quit my corporate job. I knew I wanted to come back and get involved in the floral industry. And so they had an international summit each year. Their mission is world peace through the beauty of flowers. So I've
Whoa.
had
Okay.
an absolute opportunity just to meet amazing international florists through that. And unfortunately, with COVID, it did kind of come to a close.
Oh
We had our
no.
last
Okay.
summit in Korea last year.
Oh wow. So now it came to a close.
Yeah.
Wow. Wish I could read this to you, but it's really cool. You know,
Oh, I wish you could too. Just
yeah.
copy
I'll
and
text.
send it to me. I'm curious. I'll
I'll
fact check
send
it.
it to you. No, it's funny. It seems pretty accurate. It has great pictures of you and everything.
Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah.
Do send it to
So,
me. I'm curious.
I'll send you the link for sure. I'll send you the link. All right. Sorry. So favorite band.
Oh gosh. A local musician named May Earlywine is my favorite musician.
May Early Wine. I'm gonna look that
Mhm.
up. What kind of music is that?
Oh, folk rock, alternative,
My
just
kind
kind
of.
of feel good. I've seen her. I'm like her little groupie. I've been following her since I was 16. So 20 years.
Wow, that is cool. That's cool. And anything that we something that will surprise us that we know about you. Talent, thought.
Well, I was gonna say I lived out of a backpack for 3 years. That's not a very
I can believe
conventional
that.
thing. That might be surprising. You might know
Yeah.
that, but maybe you don't either.
No, I can believe that though. I didn't know that, but I could believe that through your humility and kindness and just you come as you are. So that's for sure. So that is super cool. So you traveled where? You traveled the world? What did you do
Yeah,
out
the
of a
world,
backpack?
literally the world. I lived all around the world for 3 years, and I worked in
Jealous.
Singapore and Australia with flowers, and then
Wow.
kind of explored and volunteered and just lived life to the fullest.
What age were you at?
Uh, I think 26 to 29.
So I know some parents would kill you today, but would you recommend that to someone that's 26 years old to
I
just
absolutely would. It's a
drop it
huge
and go?
part of my identity, and I just think it really opens your mind and opens your heart. And just my Oma, the one who kind of owned Kennedy's with my mom for a long time, she
Okay.
just told me, watch your backside. And I just kept my head on my on a swivel. And no, I just believe in the best, honestly. And I think you attract what you put out. So
Positively. Yeah.
nothing but good experiences.
That is awesome. Thanks so much, Holly, for your time. I know we had a little difficulty, but hey, the good
Worked out.
energies were with us. So we
Thank
went live, and it shouldn't work. When you go live, it should get worse. The internet connection, but the good energies were with us, and it's always a great pleasure to see you, and you exude such awesome energy. Thank you again for joining, and congratulations, a huge congratulations on that award. I know it's a very sought after award. So
Yeah.
excited that you could win it and
Mhm.
share that inspiration with others. And if anybody's watching and you do the campaign, share it. Share
Mhm.
it with Holly. I know she would love to see how it helped your business.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions, I'm gonna, put you on the spot, but reach out to Holly. She's very
Reach out.
accessible.
We've
You
had
know,
a lot of people reach out since SAF, and I'm happy to help. And if I don't get back to you right away, just touch it again because I'm
yeah,
happy to share.
she is
So
very busy. So it took us a while to get her to confirm our date, but I'm super excited to have you and thank you for
thank
your time.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
So I
So
guess
good to see you.
I'll see you next time, maybe at SAF. SAF, I think they're doing it at Amelia Island next year, right? Is it Amelia
Good.
Island? So it's close by, so everybody should join. So I'm going to put you in the Bloom Room. I'm going to say a couple things, and thank you again, and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye. So awesome always to interview. Oh, wait, someone has a comment, so let's see what's up. Holly, great job. Thanks, Holly. And Danny says she's the best. She's the best. Awesome. Thanks, Danny, for chiming in, tuning in. And Holly, I know you're listening. Danny's all the way in China. I think he's still in China. He went to China to explore innovations and to take a lot of pictures. So that's super cool that he's. I wonder, Danny, what time is it in China right now? So he's tuning in. So thank you, Danny, for tuning in all the way from China. So that's super cool. So want to do a couple things. One, my hat off goes to Holly and her team for doing something different, for also giving it a try and continuing to push it through and then finding new opportunities from that success, right? So it wasn't just, hey, we're doing great with this, let's stick with it. No, let's try something different. Let's add layers to this. Let's scale this. Let's turn this into a system. And that's what I always encourage my customers and partners is build a system around these things, because then you could scale them and repeat them. So it's super important. And as you could see, speaking to Holly, there is a system involved to doing this, and it was just thought out, but it's not that hard as long as you put it to practice and you don't put obstacles in your own way. And you see that, as Holly said, that you put out good vibes and good energy and things happen positively. So I hope that was a testament to give it a try and think that it'll succeed, and you'll have a better chance of it succeeding versus thinking it may not succeed, right? We have here Society of American Florists, shout out, congrats again on your MOTY Marketer of the Year win, Holly. And then Danny saying it's 1:37 a.m. Danny, go to sleep. All right. So let's do some shout outs and some updates on who's coming on next to the show. So excited for November 4th. Lane DeVries, the president of Cal Flowers, past owner of Sun Valley, has written a book. So it's super cool to have a conversation with him and his adventure. One of the toughest men I know, I'll tell you that much, through his health and things that he's gone through. So in a spiritual man as well. So really cool story to hear. And a man from Holland comes to the U.S., becomes the largest flower grower in the U.S., and just that adventure of his life he will be sharing. So I ask you to tune in on November 4th to learn more, and we will be giving away 1 or 2 books as a raffle, and whoever chimes in and asks questions will give 1 or 2 books to 2 people. On November 11th, we are having Penny Woosley and Ace Berry. So you might know Penny, dynamo, small package, but packs a punch. And then Ace, big package and packs a punch too. Really cool people. Ace is such a cool story from from playing college university football to hitting the oil fields to then doing flowers because he liked the way it made people feel, to then being on an HBO show and now doing his thing. Really cool story. But guess what? We're having the Ace and Berry show. It's going to be every, I think, last Friday of the month, or last Thursday of the month. I'll let you know that on the next show. But theirs is going to have a 10-minute chat amongst themselves. And trust me, they're so entertaining. I spent 4 days with them in Colombia, and that's when the idea came up. I was like, I got to put these people together and to really have them share their insight and kind of just talk about. One of the main topics is not just heart, leading with heart, but the other topic is going to be, how do you find your freedom, right? When you're a flower shop or a florist or designer, how do you build a system around yourself so that it could run on its own and you don't have to run everything? You do the important parts and pieces and keep an eye on it, but allow the company to build itself. There's one thing I've always, even someone yesterday, I told them, a job just takes you, a company takes a process and a system so that it can be repeatable and successful. You can always build a job for yourself, but the important goal I believe that everybody really has when you go on entrepreneurship is to build a system, build a company so it's repeatable. And that takes investment, processes, things like that, but you have to have those into account. And that's what Ace and Berry, part of it's going to be talking about how they've been able to scale in that way. November 11th, November 20th, stay tuned. The Penny and Ace show. So on November 11th, they're coming on to be introduced. And then on November 20th, the Ace and Penny show starts. And then we are having our season finale. You've heard it here, November 25th at 2 p.m. Melinda Knuth and Charlie Hall will give the forecast of 2026 and also an update on what happened in 2025. We do it every year. It is a very successful one. We've been doing it for the last 3 years, and we're really excited to always have their commitment and loyalty to the show. And truly, we want to add value. And again, Melinda Knuth is a correspondent of our show. So every other Friday, she joins us as well. So every Friday, the Bloom Show has correspondents. We're really excited to have this. We have 4 correspondents right now. Bill Schaefer, Joe Don, Melinda Knuth, and I'm forgetting a person. I'm so sorry I forgot you, but I'm forgetting a person, but we're having someone else on the show. And it's really cool because they're highlighting their expertise. Oh, Tim Huckabee, Profitable Florists. So they're all highlighting their expertise. And then on Thursday, we're having the Ace and Penny show. And one last thing, the 6th annual Bloom Together is happening on March 2nd. It's the first Monday of March, and that is in Doral. Everybody's invited. It's for wholesalers, distributors, growers, some flower people. If you want to connect with the entire industry, it's a networking opportunity, but it's 65 different companies that come together to make contributions, and then we use those funds to make the event happen, and any proceeds are donated to American Floral Endowment and Seed Your Future. Last year, we had 700 registered attendees. Not that they all attended. We had about 300, 65 companies. It continues to grow every year. And what a blessing. Last year, we just kind of opened up the donation, and people just donated double, triple, and kept on sponsoring and promoting it. Why? Because it shows the power and the importance of networking, collaboration, and building community throughout the floral industry. And we, as New Bloom Media and New Bloom Solutions, have that mission. We're going to inspire that. We're going to connect people. We're going to continue to do it because it's important for our industry. Because we can't forget that before COVID, it was happening, but didn't really happen. Communication wasn't there. Trust wasn't there. And now we've made it through COVID. And now we're enjoying the fruits of our labor, but we can never forget where we were and what got us to that point of communication, of community, of networking, of collaboration. You know, how often did we say the word collaboration before COVID? Not very. Now it's something super important for us to continue to have that mindset. Just like Holly, sharing more insight of what made her successful. I don't think that would have happened. Maybe Holly would have done it for sure, but that might have not happened before COVID. So let's not forget where we were, where we are today, and how we got here. I want to thank everybody for watching. Thank you again, Holly, for joining. It was an awesome experience to have you on, and hope you guys tune in. Take care. Remember to like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed. Have a good one.
Dark blue, showing if they connect and bloom. Dark blue, showing if they connect and bloom.
Holly, muchas gracias por